Starting all attendee mode.
Recording anyway. It's going.
Good morning and welcome to our episode number 24. Can you believe it's 24? How exciting.
That's crazy.
So what is it, 6 months in almost to it's our post-pandemic pivot offering that we have for small business owners. And you put so many P's in everything. Holy cow. You get this marketing guy on stuff and I promise you, you're going to end up with something super catchy that nobody can ever say 3 times fast without tripping over their tongue. I am Brendan Filbert, managing partner with SalesWorks. For those of you that didn't know me, we were doing a quick intro before the session began, just to help those of you that are new to this session. My area of expertise is I teach people how to get in front of their next best opportunity. And what that is it's through a couple of different things. I either teach small businesses how to develop a sales and marketing effort, specifically around word of mouth and client referrals, or I work with that solopreneur that's trying to figure out how to expand their business and sell without hiring more people. And I'm going to give you a lot of insight on that today. Or the other avenue that Chris and I are partnering on is we are serving these transitioning business leaders that have a skill set and expertise and knowledge. And they have this desire to continue to serve. They have no desire to retire. But what they're finding in the marketplace is that the positions that they used to go for are no longer available, or they're available for significantly less compensation than what their ROI should generate based on their effort. So anyway, so that's who I am and what I do. Chris?
Hi, I am Chris Motley, the big fish at Motley Creations, where we make you look good.
It really does.
Kind of what we
Except
do
not
is,
that beauty feature. We talked about that.
kind of what we do is managed marketing services. Not kind of what we do. What we do is managed marketing services. We serve small to medium-sized businesses with big goals, and what we do is find right-sized solutions to help them execute on their marketing strategy, and that includes developing their brand and the image and messaging that they need to have.
All right, and we have got some great ground that we're going to be covering today. I am going to go ahead and kill my webcams because I have this challenge with bandwidth, and it oftentimes decides, my internet says you don't need to be hanging out here, you can just take off. So I don't want to do anything that would actually cause that to happen faster. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to charge forward, and we're going to talk today about how to create referral networks and referral channels. And first thing that I want to get started with is just a really quick, here's who it is that needs to be a part of our conversation today. And whenever Chris and I do one of these sessions, we always want to make sure that we have the right people in the room. And the right people for us are those that we can offer the most value to right now based on what your goals and objectives are around sales and marketing. So know that if you came here to talk about HR, you need to hop in on one of Christy's webinars that she's doing with the Women's Business Center. That is one of our sponsors, because they've got a great series over there. But we're not talking about HR, we're not talking about finance, we're talking about nothing but finding and securing your next customer. So who this is specifically designed for is anyone that needs other professionals during the course of serving their clients. So if you regularly encounter problems that need to be addressed in order for you to do a great job, then this session is for you, because I'm going to teach you how to monetize those today. We also are here to serve professionals that really would rather do business via that word of mouth rather than the traditional lead generation efforts of cold calling or, yes, we do talk about marketing and search and all that other fun stuff, but it's word of mouth versus word of click. So that's what we're all about today, is creating those direct one-to-one relationships that feed us a lot of opportunity that we're going to close quickly. And then also, we are here to serve business developers that recognize that when you actually care about your clients at a deeper level than just the services you provide. So you truly do engage at that trusted advisor level. If you are that professional, we're going to teach you how to really amplify your prospecting efforts through that role today. So with that, I want to get a sense of our group, and we visited just a little bit before we started, but in the questions pane where Chris directed you to go and type in your comments and feedback, I would like for you to chat whether you currently have a mutually beneficial referral partnership structure in place. Do you currently have those relationships that it's a two-way street? You're helping them, they're helping you. It's a beautiful thing. There's kumbaya going in the background. So do you have that, or are you starting from scratch with building those? We'll take just a second.
Looks like we got a couple yeses.
I know I got several in here that, yeah, I've got one yes in capital letters, and you do a good job with that.
You don't have to yell. We can hear you. Yes.
Yes. Well, he does a really good job with it, so he can capitalize it. I'm good with that.
All right.
I've heard very good feedback from folks that I've introduced him to. So, okay. So we've got a lot that currently have these relationships in place. So then here is my promise to you today. With your existing partnerships, I will help you with figuring out maybe some things that you haven't covered yet that are going to help you improve the results of those existing relationships. And then the other side of it is, if you've recognized that you've got a few, but maybe they happen by happy accident and you're not quite sure how to get more, that's what I'm going to show you the path to today, is how to get more. All right. So first of all, let's talk about what a referral partnership really is. Now, I view referral partnerships, and just to give you a little bit of background here, I have been teaching referral prospecting since 2002. And in 2003, I wrote a program called 9 Steps to Productive Prospecting that I have had hundreds of folks that have gone through this program and become a part of my community, which is pretty amazing in the Kansas City market. And now we're actually spreading out and we're reaching folks across the country, which is a very exciting place. But so just to kind of help you frame my perspective when I'm delivering this information, referral partners are all I do, all day, day in, day out. I eat, sleep, and breathe referral partners. So instead of the been there, done that, got the t-shirt, I have a closet full of t-shirts. And it's a case of I can share a whole lot of insight related to the what's working and the what's not working and the what to avoid and all that other insight. So my experience has been, so just so you know, normally I'm sharing all kinds of studies from HubSpot and all of these very well-known thought leaders in this space. And in this one today, I am the thought leader in terms of what I'm going to be sharing with you is my experience in serving professionals across a number of industries. And at last count, I was over 200 million in business won through this process based on my client success. So this is something that I've got a lot of background in it, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So if you're going to ask me what studies this is based on, I can give you a whole lot of evidence based on this is what these 35 people have experienced in this market. Now, with referral partnerships, the way that I look at them is a referral partnership is a relationship in place that is a two-way street. So it's mutually beneficial. I refer you, you refer me. And we're going to talk about at what level those introductions take place here in a little bit. But the purpose of a referral partnership is to make your service accomplish more within your current clients without you having to directly expand your capacity. So a referral partnership allows you to do more and be more without that whole operations and capacity question and staffing issue and all that other stuff. So that's one of the huge benefits of referral partnerships, particularly for small businesses. Now, the difference between a referral partner and a resource partner. Now, a resource partner is a relationship that is not revenue producing on one side or the other. Perhaps you are the resource partner for others, or you have others that are the resource partner for you. They are in place to offer value to your clients, and you often find that they are necessary to solve problems. Because if you don't solve those problems first, then you're not going to get the outcome that you're looking for. So I see this happen all the time in what I do, because people come to me. I don't know of many people that would say, I couldn't use more sales. I really don't know of many. There are a couple, it does happen. But for the most part, everybody says, I need more sales. But often when I start digging into their sales issue, it's really not a sales issue. It's sales, lack of sales is a symptom of a deeper problem. And now, once they fix that problem, they're going to want to turn on the marketing and sales machine and start to drive revenue. But I want to serve people and help them wherever they are right now. So rather than saying, you know, I'd love to help you, but I can't, and here's why, and good luck on getting that fixed, I always like to make introductions to great resources that can help address that. So in a lot of cases, I have relationships in place that they may never, ever send me a client, but they offer so much value to my prospects and my clients that those relationships are important to me. You do have to recognize going in what the value is of that relationship, and that it may be a one-way street. And perhaps you are the resource partner and you're not necessarily in a position to refer back at the same level. I am going to talk to you today about how do you create value with your partners to stay top of mind with them so that they continue to refer you, even though you may not see that mutual benefit in terms of referrals for direct revenue creation. So we are going to talk about that quite a bit. So don't go away. Stay tuned. All right. Now, the next area that you do have to recognize, though, is if you have these resource partners in your relationship base, you have to recognize that that is not a business development relationship, and accept it as such and find your value through other avenues. And we will talk more about that later. So resource partners, referral partners, we want clarity on what those two different structures are as we move into all of the different ways that referral partnerships can help you attain your prospecting goals. So first thing is when we talk about those referral partners, remember, these are people that are necessary for you to offer a great service, do a great job, and they can help you too in terms of your prospecting. So with referral partners, the best way to really get a lot of mileage out of that relationship is truly to create a joint marketing effort. So Chris and I are putting this into action every single week with this webinar series of, if I tried to do this all by my little lonesome, trust me, you would not be experiencing what you are today. And there's a lot of it that would be lacking, because marketing is the necessary element to that client experience on the buyer journey, or what you want your prospects to experience in terms of truly feeling what your brand can do for them. And that's one of the things, this is just an example of how it works. And as I'm talking through some of these different things today, I encourage you to think of what could you be delivering to your prospects and clients that would, again, help create more value and engage your prospects. And there's just there's a lot of cool stuff. Now, the thing about when you do joint marketing is when you have a referral partnership, I'm going to talk to you for just a second about some of the common mistakes that people make with referral partners, because in a lot of cases, we approach this as a, you know what, I'm going to go have coffee with Christy and catch up. And Christy and I catch up, and I may think of Christy for a week or so, but if I'm not regularly meeting with Christy as one of my top relationships, then life happens. And even though I may have a desire to refer Christy, I am probably not going to have her top of mind as often as I need to if I'm not regularly connecting with her. So one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they don't connect enough with their referral partnerships to stay top of mind with them. And that's one of the reasons why I suggest that we do joint marketing efforts to provide access to one another's client base and have a reason for a prospect to want to engage. The other thing that that gives you is the opportunity to truly expand and amplify your results. Because if you just have coffee and you just make an introduction here and an introduction there, then you're going to be scaling your efforts one relationship at a time. And when you incorporate joint marketing efforts with your referral partners, what you have the potential to do is now truly gain access to their entire base of relationships, which could have, I mean, you could double your client base. I've had clients that have experienced that through my program over the years, that they found a highly engaged referral partner that had access to a target audience that they wanted to reach. And then their referral partner also wanted access to their target audience that they had a lot of influence with. So it's a case of they were both motivated and engaged to make it be all that it could be. And by putting together the joint marketing efforts, they were able to just have this inflection point that, I mean, I had one gentleman that went from making $150,000 a year to $400,000. And it was just based on one collaborative relationship with a partner. So that was pretty exciting. He was in the insurance and benefit space. So just to kind of help you with the context of how that worked. So referral partners can make a huge impact. And the other thing that's so nice about it right now is, I don't know about you, you know, we were starting our conversation off today with a little bit of networking, because sometimes we get a little lonely. It's solitary when you're out here all by yourself prospecting, if you're a small business or solopreneur or remote work. So I encourage you to just think about what referral relationships might make sense for you. But partnerships are phenomenal, because then you've got somebody that truly does have your back. And it's a pretty exciting and very, very rewarding relationship to be a part of. Now, another relationship I want to dig into for just a few minutes is strategic alliance. Now, a strategic alliance, this would be someone that you engage, that you can offer a truly end-to-end solution. So from where the opportunity begins all the way through the entire life cycle of the client, strategic alliances are designed to serve them. So if I use Christy as an example again, with Lever One, they're phenomenal because, you know, they have combined an HR solution, and they've involved, they've got the PEO side, and now they've also engaged with professionals that are now employees as recruiting solutions. And they've been very strategic about how they've expanded their offerings. Accounting firms are really good at this, and they have a tendency to acquire partners, and then it becomes that structure of a strategic alliance. So I encourage you to think about, and it's a little bit, it's more structured. It tends to be more of a joint venture type effort when you have alliances. And in a lot of cases, there may be shared compensation. So the thing that's fun about strategic alliances, though, is it allows you to target and identify new markets that you can penetrate together and be a lot more impactful with that effort by doing so. So strategic alliances are another way to approach referral partnerships or collaboration that can really help you a lot. And then there's another one that I want to talk about. And joint ventures, this is when you think about you've got excess capacity and you identify that there's a relationship that needs your capacity. So you often find this through distribution or in the technology space. This is a prime example of when joint ventures are phenomenal. I gave the example in my weekly newsletter, or the prospecting tip that I do, where you see tech solutions here, where you will have a web developer or an app developer that partners with a technology company in order to offer a really cool solution. Because in a lot of cases, people are now in their business looking for other avenues to offer revenue or expand their revenue and offer more value to their clients. So if you have clients that have an ongoing need, we really need to be finding ways to serve them on an ongoing basis that creates residual income. Otherwise, what you're doing is you just continue to sell your time over and over. And if all you have to sell is your time, there are only so many units of time you have available to sell. So joint ventures allow you to take your ideas and your concepts or your approach to solving compelling problems, and you share that with a referral relationship that's going to help you create a shared IP or shared process. So an example of a joint venture is what Chris and I are doing right now with our Brand You workshop that we've been talking about for the past few months. And that is truly a joint effort with shared IP, intellectual property, and Chris's contribution is pretty much equal to mine. So that's an example of what a joint venture would look like. Now, I want to talk for just a quick minute about affiliate partnerships, and then we've got one more to discuss, and I want to get a sense of what opportunities you see for your business to expand your referral partnership. So an affiliate relationship is specifically designed as a marketing partnership to gain access to someone else's audience. So in other words, I could be an affiliate partner for Chris, and Chris may have a product that he wants to offer to my audience. Now, in an affiliate partnership, what I would do is I would promote his content and oftentimes add a bonus offering that would be my contribution to help make that offering bigger and better and offer a more value added solution. Now, when you have an affiliate relationship, oftentimes those relationships are compensated through commissions paid, which is great. So it's a case of, it's not like a traditional advertising effort, which is you're going to pay no matter what comes out of it. Having an affiliate relationship means that someone is promoting your efforts, and the only way they get paid is when business is won. Now, I will tell you that oftentimes that initial transaction, there is a fairly high commission that gets attached to it. So you may see 25 to 50% of that initial transaction that is paid to the person that is representing you as the affiliate partner for that initial transaction. The good thing about it is you own the relationship moving forward. And you will find, like Amazon, I think, so Amazon is another example of how affiliate relationships work, in that they market your product or program without taking ownership of it. But with Amazon, you're going to pay, probably 90%. And what you have to look at with that is does it make sense to pay that in order to gain access to the giant marketing machine that is Amazon? And in a lot of cases, if you put together something like an ebook and promote it through Amazon, then you would basically look at it almost like a free lead magnet that you're building in order to attract and engage a new audience. But that could be a good move for you. Because again, remember, you're giving up 90% up front, but you own the relationship moving forward. And if you create something that is an offering that's going to engage your perfect audience and allow you to build value in a relationship with them, then it could be a really good move. So affiliate partnerships can be pretty amazing in the right circumstances. Now, the other relationship I want to talk about, and I've got marketing folks on the call today, so I'm sure you're very familiar with this, where there's white label partnerships or reseller agreements. And this is where someone is going to be representing your service. If you are going through a reseller, they are offering your service under their umbrella of offerings. So it's a case of they own the relationship. They are going to own the business ongoing. And you do need to be careful how you're working within that client relationship when there's a reseller. Because in a lot of cases, if you go off the rails, or if you have a reseller that goes off the rails, they may take your client in a direction that you don't want them to go. And you just need to be careful when you are looking at reselling. But the nice thing about it is, if you truly look at how reseller partnerships can be established, they can give you access to amazing distribution channels, particularly if you do not like or are not inclined for sales yourself. Resellers can be great to have them reselling your services. So these are just a few. The really good thing about it too is if you become a reseller of someone else's product, then this allows you to expand what you can offer without actually increasing that capacity or overhead, which is really kind of a cool thing to do. So, okay, we've talked about several different structures of a relationships. Now, do me a favor, and in the questions pane, I would like for you to chat in which relationship structures are you currently under, and which do you recognize as the potential to expand in your current sales model? So we're going to take just a second. So there's two questions there. One is, which structures are you currently under, and what do you see potential for expanding? Chris, I need you to be playing the Jeopardy music in the background.
I'll find that.
That might be kind of cool. Do, 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 do. Is that how it goes?
Do, 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 do.
There we go.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right, we've got some responses. Okay. Oh, we got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So it looks like we've got some folks who are branching out beyond the traditional. They're branching out beyond the traditional lead partners or lead sharing partners. So that is exciting. Well, let's talk about how to do that. All right, now, connecting with these relationships that can refer you. There are a lot of different ways that you can engage and approach your referral partners. And I encourage you, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, you need to go check it out, because there is some really good stuff in there on particularly creating content and staying top of mind with your referral relationships and making it easy for them to refer you. Now, with referral partnerships, we often have this thought of, there's a lot of people I know, and even some are on this call, that belong to groups like BNI or Rotary clubs, or they're engaged in other networking venues that may be cause or service based. Networking is great to stay top of mind with referral partners if you have those meetings in place. The challenge that you will have in a networking meeting, though, is it's a lot like social media. And social media gives you the illusion of connecting with people, but most people are not putting out what's happening in their real life on social media. You only see the good, and in some cases, you may only see drama. And with relationships that can send you business, I encourage you to make sure that you do take those relationships one-to-one and go have regular virtual or in real life socially distanced coffee meetings and connect with them to really build and expand that relationship and know where and how they can support you and you can support them. And I've got a lot of clients that when they first started this process, when you get started in any type of professional networking, you find yourself being told to just see enough people and eventually you're going to get the referrals that you're looking for. And I encourage you to be just a little bit more thoughtful. And one of the areas that I do first serve my clients is helping them be very strategic with how they use those coffee meetings, because a coffee meeting should be with someone that is an influencer over your target prospect, and not any prospect, your target prospect. So I encourage you to leverage networking meetings to identify the people that are wanting to grow their business and actively networking, and then researching whether or not they have influence and clients in the space that you're wanting to get to, and then reach out and schedule the one-to-one. And then you can figure out if they get it and understand referrals, and if they are inclined to open the door for you. And there's a whole lot of stuff that they'll give away during that first conversation that helps you recognize whether it's a one-way street, or they're a potential resource partner, or they're someone that you should invest more time and effort in. And I'm happy to walk you through what those steps are. We don't have a ton of time today to get through that, and that's actually a lot of what I cover in my productive prospecting class now. And I'm more than happy to help you with solutions there too. The other avenue is if you are not scheduling regular client education events, do not pass go, do not collect $200, don't do one more thing with your marketing until you start figuring out how you can deeply engage your clients, expand those precious relationships, and introduce your referral partners, and also give your referral partners the opportunity to introduce you in the way that your prospects really want to meet you. Prospects do not buy today. And you can hear all the justification behind this in, I think it's Content That Converts is the title of the webinar that we did here a few weeks ago. But prospects have a mental journey that they have to go through. There's a psychological process. And one of the mental triggers that has to be addressed is reciprocity. Another one is authority. Now, the authority is, do you have the technical expertise to be able to solve the problem that you tell me you can solve? That's the very first question that they ask. And then buyers today, they want demonstration of that. They want you to actually solve problems for them. So that's another reason why Chris and I put together this webinar series for you to really understand how we do what we do. Because in a lot of cases, we're going to find that about 10 to 20% of the people that are actively engaged in our audience are saying, you know what, if they give this much away for free, what happens if I become a client of theirs? And then there's a whole bunch that they may never hire us to do anything, but they may go and share their experience that they've had in a session this morning, or where they were able to make money or change their business or have a positive impact. Then they share that with others and our audience grows. So that's how we get paid for doing these, is it's through people sharing, this was helpful to me. And the only way that we're helpful is when we're actively engaged in solving problems and doing the work. that people look to us to do. And you can also do this through social media. You can do this through Facebook groups, or an amazing avenue to serve an audience. And you can do this through doing regular videos, doing training. There's so many different things you can do. So these are just a few ideas. But the big key to referral partnerships that are truly driving a lot of leads is making sure that you are equipping your referral partners with what they need in order to close business for you, and not just throw leads your way. And the difference between that is, like, if I spoke highly about Debbie when we started because she's an amazing accountant. Now, that's opened a door, and you may need an accountant. You're probably not going to hire her without a deeper understanding of exactly what she does and how she does it. So if Debbie is regularly sharing content on social media, which she does, and answering questions and providing value, then I can continue to share her information either via social posts or direct messages to clients that I know are answering or needing to answer those same questions. So that's how you really, and then what you're going to find is that 8 to 22 touches on the buyer journey that are necessary. That's necessary. Prospects just go through it. That's their process. Your referral partners can do most of the heavy lifting on that journey, and you don't have to do it. And the only way that that happens is when you do serve them through creating content, having educational events, etc. Now let's talk about other avenues for staying top of mind. And this in particular is for those of you that are resource partners. And if you have a service that you recognize that you could be a one-way street just by necessity, then what you want to engage in is not only that content creation that delivers amazing value, but you also want to just have that opportunity to continue to pop in on them. And now, popping in the days of pre-COVID, it was a little bit easier because they'd have regular sales meetings. In a lot of cases, those regular sales meetings are taking place virtually via Zoom or GoToMeeting or one of the other platforms. So I encourage you to put together short presentations that are primarily related to the value that you deliver to your clients. So think of it like a success story or a case study that you were able to walk your prospects through. And then you would pop in to virtual sales meetings and share that case study and give examples. Now, of course, there are so many situations and circumstances that you don't want to share confidential information. And I really get that. What I want you to remember, though, is that it's the elements of the story and not necessarily the names that are important to this. So with the pop-ins, that's what I want you thinking about. The other avenue that's very powerful is the I was in the neighborhood and I just dropped by. And I cannot emphasize enough how powerful leaving gifts or other, again, we want it, that reciprocity trigger is pretty powerful. And when you do something nice for people, they really enjoy it. And we talked last week, Brenda Perkins came in and visited with us about send out cards and about their subscription program. Another resource that I absolutely love working with is her name's Betsy, and she's with Business by Promotion, and she does promotional products and signage. And Betsy is phenomenal at helping me come up with amazing and creative ideas for gifts that I can even brand with my company name and phone number, so that it's beyond that pen that is branded into something that your referral partners are just using all the time. So dropping by and leaving gifts is really there's a lot to that. So I've got one client that every other month she puts together just little gift boxes that she drops by her referral relationships, and she's a mortgage lender. And what she does is she leaves these in the offices of the realtors that refer her. Now, she doesn't drop by a gift for every single realtor in the office, but she drops by gifts for the people that consistently refer her. And normally it's a pretty cool gift. And it leaves all of the other agents in the office going, man, that's so cool. So one of the things that she just did over the summer is she put together this really cute little gift box that was ketchup and mustard and relish. So these are not things that are super expensive. Put them in a basket with this little card that said, I relish our relationship. And that was it. And, you know, stuff like that, people just really resonate with. So it doesn't have to be big or extravagant, but you do need to do it fairly regularly. And by regularly, I'm talking, you know, maybe once a quarter or every other month that you just drop by. And, you know, again, it just keeps you top of mind with people. Now, the leave behind, this is where I want you leaving something that is going to be shareable and your prospects will find valuable. So with that, what I want you doing is thinking about content. So checklists, cheat sheets, there's all kinds of different things you can do here with leave behinds, but make sure that it's of value and not just a typical trifold brochure that there's no reason for somebody to open it. That's what's really important with your leave behinds. Okay, we have talked a lot, and I'm actually wrapping up somewhat on time today, which is kind of a miracle, isn't it, Chris? I don't normally do this.
I was muted, but you didn't hear I fell out of my chair and had to climb back into it. So
Okay. Well, let's take just a minute because I want to get a sense of where our group is right now. And you probably have questions. So let's talk for just a minute and tell me what you are going to take out of today or what you have questions about incorporating in your business. Because I want to make sure that everybody walks out of here with something that they can do. And then, of course, Chris, if there's something that you want to add, because I've kind of charged through. And as usual, put 10 pounds of potatoes in a 2-pound sack.
Right. But everybody keep in mind that you're going to get a link to this video. You're going to get this deck. So you can go back through it and kind of take your time and sift out more information that you need. Or you can, you know, contact us and we'd be happy to meet with you.
I was muted. I muted and then I unmuted myself. No questions? Oh, come on. We got to have questions. What are you going to take out of it? Okay. So we've got someone who wants to focus on growing joint ventures. Joint ventures can be pretty amazing. I love them a lot. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. So we need to make sure that everybody knows what Chris does. And where Chris plays into this whole thing with the joint effort. So normally I try to pull him in, and today I just dominated this topic because it's my favorite. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, it's all good. That's the thing is that while I appreciate that, I think it's to speak just for speaking's sake isn't necessarily important because there's some of these that I put on and Brendan speaks less than I do. So it's just kind of, we go back and forth on this when we go from marketing to sales and back and forth again.
And that's why we're the dynamic duo of revenue generation. We need to get superhero capes, Chris. Can we do that? But I want to be Wonder Woman with the magic bracelets and the lasso of truth.
I wasn't going to tell anybody, but I'm actually wearing one right now.
Okay.
I'm wearing my Superman pajamas with the feet in it.
There we go. All right. So, okay. So here, when I talk to you all about how important it is for you to put together content and the education, I do encourage you to be thoughtful about how you construct that content And do go look at the YouTube on content that converts. And then the next one that you're going to want to look at is the creating a follow-up strategy that we talked about last week. Because the problem is we have a tendency whenever we want to serve our referral partners, everything that we put out there is all about that authority. And we want to create value that demonstrates that we know our stuff. But as Chris can share, if you do not address the other triggers that are in place during the buyer journey, then you end up with a whole lot of people in your funnel that are never going to convert. And it's really important that sales and marketing align in this process so that you do have a true experiential marketing funnel. And that is so important. And we are happy to help you build that if that's something that you've determined you want to go all in and you want to focus on your business right now. There are so many different avenues that you can do that. You have the weekly webinars that are available through the Women's Business Center. And there are some amazing topics. If you go check out their links, there's everything from finance and accounting to social media strategies that are on there. And then they've also sponsored our program that is specifically designed for your sales and marketing effort and how you're going to pivot based on just everything that's happening in the world today. And then where we can help you, as I mentioned, this is all I do every day. And I've had a lot of folks that have gone through this process, and we have the roadmap that can show you how you can get there with your own referral relationships. And the entire focus of the productive prospecting system is teaching you how to create those mutually beneficial, highly rewarding referral partnerships. And I've got a program that I am delighted to share with you. And you can shoot me a quick email. Here's the information that you can reach us at. And we are delighted to help you however we can, whether it is a sales question or whether it's a marketing question. We're here to help. And you're going to want to tune in. Okay, next week, we're going to be talking more about that client education. We're going to be talking about creating webinars and town hall meetings or other type of client education events. So if you want the how-to guide, we'll give you the 411, the down low, the skinny. All that information is going to show up next week. So make sure you register for that session as well. Okay, what have I not talked about, Chris?
I believe you have covered everything.
Wow.
I'd just like to say that thank you all for showing up today. We really appreciate it. It's one of the things that we love most is helping people. So, and again, we are available. Shoot us an email if you have any questions about this. If you just want to have a virtual cup of coffee or a real cup of coffee, or if there's coffee involved, I'll be there, whatever. Let us know. We'd be happy to talk to you.
Awesome. All right. Well, everybody have an absolutely phenomenal weekend. And remember to get what you want. You have got to help others get what they want. Have a great day and good selling to all.
Thanks.